learn how to create objects by adding different meshes, cubes, circle, UV sphere. So you learn how to do this. So in this video, what I would like you to do is to combine them and to create something. So let me just delete this cube. Well, I could keep this cube. I'm just going to create a new one. But anyway, add a mesh. Well, let's add another cube. Okay, so if I press 1, again, I look at here, I'm looking at my front orthographic layer. I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to scale. So I'm going to scale down here. And with the G, put it down there. Okay. And move around. I'm going to scale again. But I do not want to scale in my z-axis. So my z-axis is the blue. So I just click this blue square here and then I scale in x and y. See, if I go back to 1, I'm still there on the floor. Yeah, this red line is the floor. Okay, so let's see, I have, let's see, resize. Okay, I can also use here, if I press this, if I press S for scale, yeah, and I'm going to, sorry, here. Also, it appears this little window here, right? So I just put 1 by 1. Yeah, so you can use numbers as well here, or you can use the panel here, the property panels here on the right hand side. Okay, so let's say I've got this piece of floor here, and then just adding, I'm just going to add a little environment. I'm just create a little environment here. So I'm going to come here, add cylinder. Again, I want to make it quite low resolution, so I don't need those many facets. I'm just making it quite chunky, and so I'm going to make kind of a tree. See? Okay, so once I'm happy, I'll go here and select it, G. You can use the snap, yeah, but we're not using just yet. I mean, you did use that for your Minecraft exercise that you did. Yeah, but for now, I just want you to add objects together. So I'm just going to add a sphere, put it there. You know, it's a bit boring tree, but you know, I can then come here and maybe scale this way, that way, and then Shift D to duplicate. Maybe I do a scale down a little bit. Just maybe I do a little different tree like this. Shift D. You can do whatever you like. Okay, so I just want you to go and practice and create a little environment. And I'm going to, yeah, you can rotate. Yeah, so you just break up. It doesn't look all the same. Shift D, and you carry on. So okay, I have a little tree here. I don't like this one at the bottom, so I move it around. Yeah, put this one down, put this one down, and so on. Okay, so as I have a tree. Once I'm happy with my tree, and then I can select those objects. Yeah, and oh, sorry, I think let me just go to number 1 here. See, my cylinder is not long enough, so I can press scale and a scale here, G to move up. Yeah, right. Okay, so I select all of this and Shift J. Is it Shift J? Oh, sorry, Command J. Oh, I am on the mark. Control J for you, which means join. Otherwise, you can click with the right mouse button here, and with all them selected, you will appear join. Okay, so let me just undo here so I can show you. Okay, so right mouse button, and then you say join. Okay, so now it's one object. You can call it. Just keep it tidy, guys. Yeah, get into the habit of naming things, because you will get lost once you have lots of objects. And it's also good practice to keep everything tidy, because if anybody else, you have to pass on your project to somebody else, and they will know where to find things, how to find things. Just please avoid things that call cube 1, cube 3, cube 4, and so on. So I create my tree there. I create a little house. Mind you, next lesson I will give you some more techniques to build this. But for now, I just wanted to create something on this square floor here. Okay. Let's guess another cylinder, sorry. Maybe a chunkier tree. So, a little bit there, that way. Okay. So don't worry if it's actually overlapping at this point. Yeah, so if one object enters, is it going inside the other? You see those two things here? This is a light, and this is the camera. I really don't need to see, they're on my way. So you can turn off here, turn the eye off, and turn the light off. I don't know if I did that in the last video, so I'm telling you anyway. So, okay, that's going to be my new tree. So I'm going to make a different one. Cone. So you can make a tree like that. Okay, again, another tree. So now I'm joining these two, Control J and Command J on the mark, and I'm just going to Shift D, and I'm going to scale this down. Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. S for scale. And if I press the wide circle, I scale proportionally, as you know. And I'm just going to see, just go to number 1 to see where you are. See, I have the other one is floating in there. We don't want any tree floating. Okay, so Shift D and press Escape, because I want to go back to original, and I just move this, right? And I want to rotate so to break up that it doesn't look all the same, right? They don't look in the same position like it's the same tree. I'm just using the same one, so I can scale it a bit down. And G for move. Yeah, and then I go to number 1, and it's floating. There you go, put it on the ground. Number 3 to see where it is. Right. And I move a little bit this way. Okay, so I have another tree, and so on. So I'm going to continue what I'm doing here, and I'll just put a final shot of, just make a little collection of trees. But go ahead, have a go. You don't need to create only trees. You can create anything you like. Just create a little block. My block here is almost 4 meters by 4 meters, as you can see here, 3.966. Yeah, so you just make it 4 by 4, and then 0.2 or 0.3. Yeah, 4 by 4 by 0.3, the block here, and then you start creating a little environment on the top of it. Okay, don't worry about colors and textures yet, because we're going to see that later on. So I just added a few more things. I mean, it's not the most beautiful piece of design, but you've got it. I've added a few trees, I've added a couple of benches, some lights, yeah, and yeah, so that's all you need to do. Just use that, see what you created. Now let's just have a look here. Now everything is called cube, 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 cube. So of course you want to be fast, you want to be creative, you don't want to be naming everything as you are working on it. But then once you finish, you have to name. So let's have a look. So I join all these objects. So I'm going to call this lamp 1, and that is going to be lamp 2, and so on. So just take the time to, this is already tree, this is let's just call that a bush. Take the time to name your objects, and that's good practice. Yeah, so I call that pine tree. Yeah, and you can't call the same name, so I call pine tree 1. I should have done that before, because then the copy would have already done the same name. Yeah. So, and then you go down here, I added some a little path here, and just go at and just have a look at your properties panel and start naming them. Yeah. Okay guys, so I'm going to continue doing this to finish naming. So I put here, this is my ground. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's see what you've done. See you in the next video.